Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to be taking a look at several of the free and complimentary dining options that are available on the Carnival Dream. The Carnival Dream has many different food options to choose from, and several of those options are considered included in the price of your cruise. I'm going to look at many different venues on board and share some tips and information about them. Let's begin. One of the main complimentary venues on the Carnival Dream is the Lido Buffet. The Carnival Dream's Lido Buffet is called The Gathering and is located on Deck 10, which is the Lido deck. The Gathering serves food at all 3 meals of the day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and has several complimentary options throughout the day. Sometimes you'll see wait staff carrying around different beverages from the bar, or sometimes trying to sell some different food items that cost extra, like empanadas. But for the most part, the food you're going to find in the buffet is free, unless it's otherwise marked or noted that there's a charge that'll be placed on your sail and sign card. At breakfast time, the Carnival Dreams buffet has several main lines and a continental breakfast station that has fruit and pastries. The continental breakfast station will typically open a little bit before the main buffet lines. The main buffet lines typically open around 7:30 on a sea day, and then sometimes earlier on the port of call days. For the exact breakfast times during your cruise, I recommend you check the Carnival Hub app or your Fun Times onboard daily activity newsletter. The food on the main lines does vary by day. For example, Carnival will usually alternate French toast and pancakes, and then bacon is usually served every other day. There's usually some kind of sausage dish available. The exact type of sausage will vary by day. And then Carnival also usually tries to have at least one potato type dish available at breakfast. And the different cut and way the potatoes are served will vary by day. Like one day it may be a hash brown patty, another day it may be diced potatoes. It really does vary. And then there's usually some different dishes that have some egg available, like scrambled eggs, sometimes hard-boiled eggs, and then sometimes there's biscuit and gravy, and then all sorts of other different options that Carnival will usually rotate. So the exact selection for breakfast will vary by day. At lunchtime, the Carnival Dreams Lido Buffet, The Gathering, has different options going. There's one set of lines that's usually referred to as a comfort kitchen, and this will serve a variety of favorites like chicken tenders, mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese. The selections do vary by day, and traditionally the comfort kitchen lines are located more on the back side of the buffet. There's an open to below to the deck above The Gathering, and it's usually in this area close to the dessert station where you can find the comfort kitchen line. The front part of the buffet will usually have a chef's choice line, which sometimes will serve different culinary dishes from around the world. Like one day maybe Italian, another day maybe Caribbean, and the exact flavors do vary by day and cruise. So you'll find something different. So that also means if you see a flavor of food that you like if you see Italian food, you make sure you get it on the day you see it, because the next day may be Caribbean or Mexican food, or sometimes different, just all types of different cuisines. So if you see it, get it, because it may not be back during your cruise. The Carnival Dream does have dessert stations located in the front and back part of the buffet, and this usually consists of a variety of cakes, cookies, sometimes some pie, and then some chopped up fresh fruit. Just like some of the lines, the food you see at the dessert station typically will rotate during the cruise by day. So if you see something you like, certain dessert cake, make sure you get it, because it may not be back. Like for example, on the first day, typically you'll find funfetti cheesecake on the dessert station, which is a favorite of several guests, and usually it's only served one time during the cruise. At dinner time, the Carnival Dreams Buffet, The Gathering, has several different food lines available as well. And typically these lines are open more on the back part of the buffet. You'll find some things that come from the main dining room, but then there's also some differences, like you can't get every single dish from the main dining room in the buffet. If you want main dining room food, you actually have to go to the main dining room, which I'll have more on the main dining room later. But at night, there's typically salad bar selections available, a few different cuts of meat, vegetables, and then a couple of different dessert options available at dinner. And all of this is complimentary in the buffet. In the very late part of the night, the Carnival Dreams Lido Buffet serves a late night menu, which is similar to several of Carnival's other ships. The exact items can vary by day, but typically consist of things like chicken tenders, some pizza that is pre-sliced, cookies, some cake, chips and salsa, potato salad. Typically a soup is available, The exact hours of this late night buffet can vary by cruise. It's typically in the very late part of the night into the very, very early part of the morning. It's only available usually maybe 2.5, 3 hours. But Carnival will publish this in the Hub app and on the Fun Times newsletter. Ice cream machines are also available in the Carnival Dreams buffet, and this is more on the front part of the buffet closer to the main Lido deck pool. Ice cream is not 24 hours on Carnival cruises anymore, and typically the ice cream machines become available mid-morning and go till around midnight. The exact times can vary by cruise, so you'll see that that posted in the Carnival Hub app as well as in your onboard daily activity newsletter, The Fun Times. In the middle to back part of the Carnival Dreams Gathering buffet, there's the Carnival Deli, which is located in between two main lines in the part of the buffet that has an open to below ceiling to deck 11 above. The deli is usually open from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. In the morning at breakfast time, the deli spot is typically home to an omelet station, and then after breakfast closes, they set up the deli, and then the deli is open for those 12 hours. Check the Carnival Hub app for the exact open times. There's all sorts of deli sandwiches available, like the turkey and Swiss, or the Reuben, or the grilled ham and cheese. There's hot dog available, Cuban mixto, buffalo chicken, meatball sandwich, tomato and mozzarella, a BLT, a Southwest chicken wrap, and then there's usually some sides available from the deli counter like fries and coleslaw. The deli line on the Carnival Dream typically takes some time on sea days, but they do usually have enough crew there working so it can move quickly. I do recommend, if you're wanting the deli, just know that from the hour of 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. before the Carnival Dreams main buffet lines open up, the deli typically gets quite a bit of people in it because there's not as many food options available, and people that are wanting to eat something during that time will go to the deli and line up. So I just encourage you, if you don't want to wait a longer time to have the deli for lunch, you might want to try in the 12 o'clock hour, because once the main line's open, that typically does take off some of the pressure of people waiting in the deli's line. Of course, it can vary by cruise and what people are wanting, but that's just been my experience on other Carnival ships when it comes to seeing the deli line. Another complimentary venue located within the gathering, and this is only open at lunchtime, is the Carnival Dreams Mongolian Walk. You can find this counter located on the front part of the buffet near the midship elevator stairwell area, and this is a standalone counter, and the Mongolian Walk at breakfast time is an omelet station, but then at lunchtime, guests can get all types of different stir-fry bowls that are usually customizable, and the crew will make it there right in front of you. The Mongolian Walk on the Carnival Dream is a very popular dish, and so people will line up even before it opens for the day, which is typically only open to 2.5 hours. And the line, because it's customizable and people are saying what they want to the crew member, it does take some time to get through. But I know lots of people who think it's very good, and so it's worth the wait to several. So I just encourage you, if you're thinking about doing the Mongolian Walk on the Carnival Dream, just make sure you go early and are maybe there a few minutes before lunch opens and get in line. Up on deck 11 of the Carnival Dream, which this area is technically still considered the gathering, is the Carnival Dreams Pasta Bar. The Pasta Bar is open only at lunch and serves complimentary pasta bowls that guests can customize and choose from different options. Carnival also has some Caesar salad and garlic bread available too as part of the Pasta Bar. Guests wanting to eat at the Carnival Dreams Pasta Bar can go enter on deck 11, will be given a piece of paper, and then they can return it to the hostess, who will send it to the little galley or kitchen area to where they're going to make the pasta fresh. You can either eat the pasta there or take it to go with you. If you are wanting to take it to go, just let them know, so that way they can give it to you with a bowl to cover it, so that way you don't have to carry it with your food exposed to wherever you're wanting to eat it at. The Pasta Bar usually moves pretty quickly, and I found that it's always been really good whenever I've had it. I personally enjoy having the marinara sauce with more of the angel hair like pasta mixed in with some shrimp and all sorts of other vegetables. That sounds really good as I'm saying it. Another complimentary dining venue on the Carnival Dream is the Pizzeria. The Pizzeria del Capitano is located on the Lido deck, outside on the Lido deck near the aft pool. The Carnival Dreams Pizzeria is a complimentary venue, but it is not open 24 hours like Carnival ships used to be. Instead, you'll find the pizzeria open typically from about the mid to late morning until sometime around midnight, give or take a little, depending on what Carnival has scheduled for the day. You can choose from a couple of different options, which are some of the standard menu items on most Carnival ships, like pepperoni. There's a cheese pizza called Quattro Formaggi, and then there's also the pizza with the fungi pizza with mushrooms, and then a couple of other choices. The Carnival Dream is home to a Blue Iguana Cantina, which is a complimentary venue that's open at breakfast and lunch. The Carnival Dream's Blue Iguana Cantina is located on Deck 10, the Lido deck, out by the main pool on the opposite side of the ship from Guy's Burger Joint. At breakfast, the Blue Iguana Cantina serves breakfast tacos and burritos. The salsa bar is available at breakfast and serves a variety of different toppings for guests to put on their breakfast food. At lunchtime, guests on the Carnival Dream can get a burrito or a bowl. Carnival doesn't have the tortilla, like the edible bowls, available anymore, but you can actually still get a bowl through the burrito line, but it's just a plastic bowl with your toppings in it. There's also tacos available, which usually consist of options like beef, chicken, or fish. And then you can take your tacos over to the toppings bar and top them with some of the different salsas and things like lettuce and tomato and onion that are available there, and cheese as well. I really love the burrito line, and I like getting a bowl because you can get all sorts of different beans, vegetables, some shrimp, chicken, beef, all sorts of different options are available there. The line does stack up quite a bit on sea days, just because everyone's on board, and at peak hours, the Blue Iguana Cantina can get really popular. Just know that if you go through the taco line, typically the crew members are not willing to put toppings from the burrito line on your tacos. But if you do want something that's on the burrito line only, I recommend get your tacos and then go to the burrito line, and then you can get whatever you want added to it. Another complimentary option on the Carnival Dream on the Lido deck is called Guy's Burger Joint. Most Carnival ships have Guy's Burger Joint, which serves all sorts of different complimentary burgers, and then there's a toppings bar available for guests to add some additional things to their burger. On the Carnival Dream, you could pick from the Plain Jane, the Straight Up, the Ringer, the Chilius Maximus, and the Pig Patty. And then you can go to the toppings bar where there's things like lettuce, tomato, onion, some chili, and then a few other things like ketchup and all sorts of other sauces that you can put on your burger and have your fries. The fries are hand cut and have Guy's signature seasoning on them. I love Guy's Burger Joint. The Straight Up is one of my favorite burgers, and I'm glad that Carnival came out with it, and it's really good on the Carnival Dream, at least in my experience. The Carnival Dream has two main dining rooms on board. The Crimson Dining Room is located in the middle of the Carnival Dream on decks 3 and 4, and then at the back of the ship on decks 3 and 4 is the Scarlet Dining Room. There's lots of different complimentary things going on in these dining rooms, and so in the middle part of the ship, the Crimson Dining Room, this dining room is commonly used at nighttime and is mainly the dining room for your time dining. At the back of the ship, the Scarlet Dining Room, you'll usually find on sea days, the sea day brunch, which has mostly complimentary options, is available here. And then the dining room is used for tea time on the sea day afternoons, which is another complimentary thing, though there are some options that you can pay extra for. And then at nighttime, the Scarlet Dining Room is used for guests who have what's considered fixed seating or assigned seating, and it's where you pick between early and late seating, and then you dine at a set time and have a set table and set of wait staff. I will note that the dining rooms, usually the Crimson Dining Room on one of the sea days, is used for the Thing 1 and Thing 2 birthday breakfast. This is not a free breakfast. If you're looking for something complimentary, you can either go eat in the other dining room, the Scarlet Dining Room, or go up to the buffet to eat breakfast. But just know the Thing 1 and 2 birthday breakfast is not complimentary. Also, circling back to dinner, most of the items in the main dining room are considered complimentary at dinner unless they're otherwise marked on the menu. Guests are able to eat 2 entrees that are considered included with the cruise fare, but after your second entree, so on your 3rd, 4th, 5th plus, each entree will come with a surcharge of typically $5. This is just because there was a lot of food waste, and so Carnival put this in place. You can have unlimited appetizers and desserts as of the time that this is being recorded. There's also a steakhouse selections part of the menu. There's prices that are clearly marked on there, but just know that on the Carnival Dreams 6 and 8 night cruises, you can get complimentary lobster on one of the formal nights, typically the later formal night, but every other night of the cruise you could pay for lobster through the steakhouse selections part of the menu. Another complimentary venue on the Carnival Dream is Guy's Pig Anchor BBQ, which is located on the outside part of Deck 5, which is the ship's promenade deck, on an outside area called the Lanai. Guy's Pig Anchor BBQ is typically open on the first day of the cruise and then sea days, and serves all sorts of different barbecue meats and then some traditional barbecue sides, and there's also some sauces available. Guy's Pig Anchor BBQ is really good. I really enjoy the collard greens as well as the brisket that they serve there. The sauces are also really good. This is a completely complimentary venue, and the lines, there's usually 2 lines outside that move relatively quickly. There are some tables and chairs outside for guests to enjoy, but there's not very many. So I do encourage you, if you're getting the Guy's Pig Anchor BBQ, you may want to be prepared to have to look for a seat inside or walk down further on the lanai to find an open seat. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it interesting and informative. Please consider subscribing to Raiji's Cruise Guide. It would be fun to have you along for this cruise YouTube journey. Also, please keep in mind that the exact menus and availability of food may vary by cruise, so you may not get to have the exact items that were mentioned in this video. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.